Hi guys, it's Tara with Gaia Tarot 13, and this is your weekly tarot card forecast for January 15th through January 21st, 2017. Still getting used to saying that. As always, I'm going to pull 3 cards from the tarot deck, one for your work and financial life, one for your love and romantic life, and one for your home and family life. Okay, let's get going here. All right. In your work and financial life, we have the Five of Swords reversed. So maybe if you've been quarreling with people at work, that quarreling is going to subside. Things are going to be getting kind of back on track. Maybe there was some tension in your job about, like around the holidays before they started. Sometimes that can just happen if you are, at the end of the year, sometimes you're working a lot of long hours trying to wrap things up, or you're maybe just tired of spending so much time together because it's been a whole year. Maybe you need some vacation time, you're getting ready, we're already stressed out because the holiday season, things like that, and you're just kind of like butting heads with everyone around you. And if you work full time, a lot of times that just means like your coworkers. It can lead over to other, home and things like that too, but any sort of tensions at work would be exacerbated towards the end of the year with that kind of stress. And this is saying, like, all right, we've had some time away, we've had some time off, and it's kind of like you've hit the reset button. So maybe, nothing actually came to a head with that stress and nothing's necessarily been worked out, but it's going to be fine anyway because you just needed that time away. Like, you just needed to kind of and be away from work and be away from the stress, and sometimes you just need to be home with your family. So this is what that's telling me, that any sort of quarrels or any sort of stress is going to subside or chill out, now that we are back at work and back into the swing of things. Everything that's the tension from previous is going to be let go. In your love and romantic life, we have the Seven of Wands, and this is upright, and this is telling me that you're going to like keep your position, but maybe you shouldn't. So like if you're having arguments with a partner or a spouse, and by partner it can be like work partner, business partner or something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic relationship. It's kind of partnerships. But if it is, a significant other, maybe you have been having some tension with them or some arguments, and it could be some right arguments, like you're arguing to be right, not necessarily, or to prove a point, you know what I mean? Not necessarily because of the content of the argument. You've got off that now, and you just want to be right, and it's about other things now. So it could be that you are doing that, and you might win that argument. The other person might just get tired of arguing with you and just, all right, sure, whatever. But that can be a lot more destructive. Like your ego wants that. Your ego wants to like be right and to be vindicated and feel justified in what you're saying. But it can do a lot more damage than just being like, okay, well, we'll agree to disagree if it's actually on a topic, or if it's about other issues. It could just be like, all right, let's get to the root of what's fueling these arguments and why, we're nitpicking things and why we're arguing with each other. So this is saying like, if you choose to go that route, if you choose to continue that argument, you might win, but the feeling I'm getting from this card is kind of like at what cost or at what expense. In your home and family life, we have the Nine of Wands, and this is reversed. And this is saying, open up. Open up, let your guard down, allow yourself to be vulnerable. Maybe there's a lot of things that you've got going on in your head that you are keeping inside, and I'm kind of feeling like a tie into this, You could be maybe picking arguments in your love life because you've got stuff going on inside your head. And if you just opened up and talked to, your partner or your family about what's going on, then maybe you wouldn't be nitpicking these arguments. Maybe you can, address the crux of the problem, and, you don't have the tension or the arguments that you are creating. Um, this is just saying, like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to be exposed. And sometimes we want to just, like, clam up and keep things inside. But the energy is supporting us this week. It's saying, now's the time to open up and to kind of let this out and address these issues so we can start something fresh and maybe resolve these two things at the same time. And actually, this card is, it's in the work section, and it's about making amends when it's in this position, when it's reversed. So it could be that this could bleed over into your work life. It doesn't necessarily have to only be with the Seven of Wands. It can be with the Five of Swords too. Opening up to other people about what's going on is going to help resolve so much this week. And I'd like to point out that we've got 5, 7, 9 in that order. So if that means something to you, it just kind of stuck out to me, and it's all wands and swords. So it looks like opening up is going to kind of help release some of that combativeness that we've got either going on or left over. But that's the key. That's the key. If you show people, what you've got going on inside, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable to them, a lot of times people will reciprocate, or they'll at least understand and appreciate you being vulnerable with them, because no one likes being vulnerable, so they know how hard it is to be that way as well. So a lot of times we'll have people be appreciative and respectful of that. So try really hard to do that this week. Try really hard to be open and vulnerable. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube page. If you want to get a personal reading with me, the only way to do so is through my website, which is GaiaTarot13.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, where I pull a card every day, reading the energy of that specific day. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.